Hello. Is the audio good? The music and also my voice. Hello, Milan Krosalar. That's I always forget. That's Ritualist, I think. Yeah. Fire Triangle Command Block. Len Wayne. Milan, I also noticed you. You are on your father's account. I saw that. Maestro Mystery. And I think Ouroboros and Emir Korkmax and Gusta. Gugut. And Dama Gaming was here as well. We have a lot of people here early on. Today we're going to do some more fanmade rolls. I decided, like, okay, how am I gonna come back to to streaming? I wanted to start with wait, let me quickly lower the resolution of the music that I am also having here on the stream, of course. I was thinking, like, how can I come back best? And I wanted to do it with the Werewolf tier list, but I was like, well, it's like zero momentum, and I don't know if I will be able at all to get like enough people in the chat to vote for the werewolves in the Werewolf tier list. So why not start with fanmade rolls? And yeah, that's just more, I think, more guarantee that we get the full lobby. Or full lobby, that we get like enough to do. Okay, well, did you submit the Regulus Wolf? I don't know. Let's see who the Regulus, if the Regulus Wolf is in there. We don't have too many rolls yet. We've 18, but I'm getting a message that I might that they want me to play a board game, my family, with my grandma as well, at 4. So it could be a short stream, but it really depends on how many submissions there are. I can also message him back that I will be available half an hour later. Maybe that's better. Then we have a bit more leeway. And then I will also switch my scene. Okay. Grandma goes first. Yeah, well, I don't know if you guys read the community post that I posted recently. Like, it's one of the 2 or 3 things, the only 1 or 2 or 3 things that I posted in January period. But yeah, my grandpa passed away, so she is a bit lonely now. She does visit my my aunt quite regularly, and also she comes eat here sometimes, like once per 2 weeks, I think, so far. And I also see her, of course, when I work. I always see her pretty much. So yeah. All right, let's switch the scenes and make it a bit more happy. Okay, there you go. And camera on, there you go. Also, I'm in a new background, but I think you already knew that. I think, did I show that in the Galaxy update video? I think I did. Like, I'm currently not in my wagon because it's way too cold. Well, although today it's like not that bad, but yeah, it has been like freezing, like -9 a few times. So it's not really livable out there right now. Thanks, Relo. Let's start. We have 19 submissions so far. That's not that many. Like, usually we have around 40, but that's fine. Especially if we get a bit of a shorter stream. That's not a problem in this case. And yeah, I'm trying to build up some momentum again. January I really took as some sort of break, I could almost say. Yeah, like, it was kind of forced, but I was also not really motivated to do stuff due to different reasons. Also, I started my internship like a couple weeks ago. I'm really happy with that because now I feel like I have more stuff in my life again. I'm shaking the camera a bit with my hands on the table. But yeah, I feel like it's a bit I have a bit more stuff to do now. So I used to be free on Monday, Wednesday, Friday, and Sunday. So like every other day, pretty much. And then my weekend was Sunday, Monday. But now I have my internships on Monday and Wednesday. So my only free days now are Friday and Sunday. But that's fine. I think it's cool that I have a bit more activity in my life right now. Well, usually we had like 40 plus last time. Yeah, I still suspect like there's gonna be more people coming in later with roles, which is fine. Thanks for the congrats, Unknown. I am a video editor now at the municipality, but it's only for 3 months. And we postponed the first couple times because, well, the weather, and then my grandpa died, and yeah. So, yeah, stuff really got in the way. I also wrote a song for my grandpa like early January before he died, actually. And I'm releasing that song hopefully on his birthday in February somewhere. But I need to finish it up really quickly. I need to somehow get some cover art going as well. But yeah, that's something that's going to release like towards the mid-end of February. I'm really hyped to release something new. Like, I've not released something new like in years, because everything I put in the album was like recorded in 2022 or before. How is Alpine doing if you're still... Of course, we are still in touch. Actually, Alpine is now on holiday to the Channel Islands. I don't know if you guys know what the Channel Islands are. Guernsey and Jersey in between England and France. And yeah, usually we speak each other like, I think every other day on WhatsApp, because we share a Minecraft server with each other. So yeah, we are doing a Minecraft challenge that we're trying to beat every advancement. We get every advancement and we do that together. So yeah. Thanks for the condolences. Let's get to get to the roles now. You gotta go. Okay, your week goes well. Looking forward to the song. Thank you for being here for a bit, Dama, and I will see you later. By the way, what do you think about the Valentine roles? Oh yeah, I've not shared an opinion yet. I was actually... So, okay, I don't know. Should I like talk about it now? I was really thinking like recording a video today with my thoughts and then putting it on my new channel, Hypostein and sort of Shield. I don't know what the name was. Let me actually check my name. My second channel. Like I made the channel and I was like, oh yeah, that's cool name because the Avenger has like a sword and a shield. And then I also realized that it's very similar to some sort of Pokemon title. So it's called Shield and Sword, and I think the Pokemon game is Sword and Shield. So that's fine. But it's kind of weird still. Hyper Shield and Sword, that's where I'm gonna post my like quick thoughts. And maybe I will actually... Let me actually link it real quick, because I don't know if you guys know the channel yet. So where is it? Also, there's no skipped frames. The new place where I'm right now is like... It's a bit more stable, I guess, but it's not like... Oh shit, I'm like showing everything that I don't want to show. Like I'm showing my YouTube page, apparently. That's maybe not what I'm supposed to do. Okay, let me quickly mute it. Get this away. There you go. I'm linking the channel. I'm subscribed, but I didn't get the link. Here. This is my second channel. I'm going to post like probably secondary gameplay there as well. Alright, let's get back to this. What have you watched? Brainrot admin abuse? I don't know what that is. No stream on Twitch is crazy. Yeah, I figured like I'm gonna return a bit low-key now, and before like getting into all of this. So I wanna focus on one platform right now. Do you want to give your viewers drops? Do you don't want to? I do. Actually, I forgot about that. Drops is a thing too. Oh, it's in Roblox. Aha. Alright. So let's get to this like as usual. 37 even 21. I don't know what the name is, but okay. Are you here in the chat? Otherwise we'll move on to the next one. I've not seen... Yeah, you were there. Okay, cool. The Leviathan Wolf. Werewolves unknown. Okay. Werewolves unknown. What's the base role? Alpha werewolf. So, okay. You do not know the identities of the other werewolves, so this kind of feels like lone wolf. Once per game from the second night onwards, you can devour one player at night, killing them and bypassing protection. Once per game at least, okay? The player's role is revealed only to werewolves upon death. Okay, so it's basically like Confusion Wolf meets Lone Wolf idea. I don't know. Devour once per game. Select a player at night. The player dies at the end of the night, bypassing protection. Their role will only be revealed to werewolves, including you, upon death. You can kill other werewolves and solo. You can kill other werewolves and solo kills, but you cannot select the president. Oh my god! So you can actually, but the downside is that you don't know the other. So it really is like this type of role. I don't know if it would be balanced, honestly, but I think it would be fun for a crazy game mode. That's what I get here from this role. I don't know if you guys in the chat have any feedback on this. I wrote a huge paragraph about what? August? Yeah, you can just kill the seer, that's true, because you bypass protection. It's pretty easy. Alpha Advance is hard to balance. Yeah, that is because Alpha is weak and Summoner is like somewhat strong. Summoner is actually quite really strong. And then Ghost Wolf is like kinda, yeah, in between there. So that makes it hard to balance. And I think this would definitely be on the stronger side because of the kill. But yeah, at the same time, not knowing, like, if you have like, for example, that's not gonna happen often, because it replaces Alpha, but what if you have an Alpha werewolf? Do you get to know... Yeah, do you get to see the private messages? Because then you can just, like, know that the Alpha werewolf is going to... Yeah, you can... The Alpha werewolf can just share the numbers, you know? Is Alpha just for werewolves with unknown aura? I don't know, actually. Like, there is a pattern, obviously, with werewolves with unknown aura being Alpha advanced, but it wasn't strictly always like that, you know? I think the Stormwolf was unknown as well at some point, and there was another role that was unknown. Or there was, like, a role in the Alpha tree that was evil at some point, but I don't know. No, I don't think it was that. I think it was the Stormwolf being unknown, and there was another role, if I recall correctly. What if it happens if you're the last werewolf? Yeah, you can't kill, I guess. That is like really weak. You cannot chat or vote with other werewolves at night, and their roles will not be displayed to you. You will also not learn what players checked by the wolf seer. Yeah, that makes sense. Oh yeah, it can also kill solo killers, which I don't know. If you get a situation in which, well, I guess that mechanic does exist now with also Headless Horseman being in the game, but if you get in a situation in which there's like all the werewolves live, you can just, and the serial killer is the main threat, then you can just kill the serial killer pretty easily and win. Storm is evil, yes, Storm is evil, but it used to be unknown. And Ghost was evil, aha, okay. Okay, let's go to the next role. This role is a bit of a repaint of the Lone Wolf from Classic. That's what I'm thinking of. But in the opposite sense, if that makes sense, Lone Wolf is a wolf that only wins solo. Leviathan Wolf is essentially a solo that wins with the werewolves. Actually, that makes even less sense. Okay, let's go to the next one. Okay, another one. We'll do 2 per person at first. If we are coming short on rolls at some point, we'll allow the 3rd roll. A troublemaker. Evil Alliance unknown. Okay, that's interesting. Crazy game mode exclusive, yeah, since it's like has no team, I assume. Otherwise it would probably be cursed. Twice per game you can swap the roles, not teams of 2 players, not including... Okay, not including yourself. You win if the village loses. Oh, that's a really interesting mechanic for a crazy game mode, but I don't know. Yeah, other than that, I don't think this should be in the game. Unless otherwise specified, rules with fixed changes will... I may have to make sure that you guys are able to read it as well. This is a long list. I'm not going to read all of that. Let's read the pros and cons real quick. Can disrupt opposing teams by swapping key players' roles. Players still play for the original team, meaning they can strategize using their current role. That's like... I have seen like suggestions before that you also swap teams, but that's a bad idea. But if you don't swap teams, I guess this could work to some degree. But I'm thinking like, are there like really weird cases? There are like some OP things. Like if you swap a seer with, I don't know, what happens if the werewolf, like what if a villager swaps with a werewolf? The villager is now like a werewolf, but village aligned. Can he also see the other werewolves, even though he's village aligned? That would be like broken, obviously. They don't see other werewolves. Oh yeah, okay. What was Ghost going to be the advance of what was evil? I think Junior, or it was, I don't know. Like maybe it was Nightmare or something like that. Or even Shadow. One of those 3, I bet. So I think this can be really OP if you swap Gunner, for example. You get like an evil-sided Gunner that's like just broken. And at that time, you'll get like a situation in which... Then you're gonna question like, is the Gunner actually good? Or is he throwing? Players can use their enemies' abilities against them. That would be like... That's why I think it would be interesting as a crazy game exclusive. So I think in that regard you labeled it well. It's being the naughty boy. I don't know what the naughty boy does exactly, but yeah. Will likely be in the sort of a random voting. Yeah, I'd imagine it would go instead of random voting as well, because random voting does not make sense in setups with this role. Gunner will probably shoot after claiming. Yeah, that's true. Unless you happen to find... No, but that's not like possible because you're not like on the werewolf team. So you can't know the Gunner beforehand, before the village knows it. Okay, let's go to number 3. Maestoso, are you here? I think you are, but... Or actually, maybe not. For some reason, I happen to confuse Maestro and Maestoso often. Probably just too similar in names. If Maestoso is in the stream, let me know. Yeah, that's the wrong account, Oro. Like, I was also thinking that, but Maestro Mystery is someone else. I don't think they are here. Otherwise, we'll just come back to the role later. Okay, Rain Shinado. I've seen Rain Shinado in past streams. I know They've been active, but I've not seen them in this stream so far. I'm not him. No, and actually Maestro Mystery is like someone who usually participates in contests, and Maestoso is like a judge this time around. It's no, don't worry, although I also make the same mistake sometimes. Okay, I also don't think Rain Shinado is here, but they might come later, you know? Okay, Riedel is here. We've just seen him. Riedel, the Falconer, or the Falconeer, is that a new role? It's like, it's literally in the Falconer from the role contest of 2024, I think it was. That is literally in the thumbnail of this stream. And it's also rolled by Riedel. The thumbnail art. Also, it was Solo Unknown, Corruptor. Is it literally the same thing? Let me check. Arrows mark. You can choose one player to mark each night. The marked person does not know they are marked, but will be killed at the end of the day. The mark does not bypass protection. Wait. You can choose one person to mark each night. The marked person does not know they're marked, but will be killed at the end of the day. The mark doesn't bypass... Like, I don't remember how the Falconer worked exactly. So that's why I can't, like... I can't compare them, because I forgot how the Falconer worked. But they are the same. Oh, okay. The Redirect the Falcon. You can choose another... Yeah, okay, now I see. Redirect Falcon, that rings a bell. You cannot choose another player each night to redirect your Falcon to. Unknown to anyone... Their vote doesn't count for the voting phase, and they show as Falconer to the informers and revealers. Yeah, that's the whole Corruptor thing about this. The facts end when the Falcon is redirected to another person. Okay, yeah, so it's exactly like that. I don't know if we can like give any feedback to that, because I already kind of did. But yeah, if it comes to improving, I think this role is really good. But yeah, obviously it ended top 10. Or was it top 10? Let me actually check. Let me check. Falconer. Actually, I don't know if I can check that easily. Okay, so here's the Falconer for you guys to see. Now I want to know, was this a top 10 role? No, it was actually not. It was number 19, so it wasn't even close to top 10. But still, it was pretty good. I submitted duet list again. Okay, okay. Yeah, so this stream is not really competitive or a contest at all. It's just like feedback. And that also goes for people who submitted roles for the update contest. You will get some extra feedback here, I guess. I said that because I allowed that because I also allowed people to submit roles as their fanmade roles that they previously submitted in these type of streams. Like, obviously you cannot like reuse a role. So let's say if Riedel were to participate in a fanmade update contest, he cannot reuse the Falconer that he literally already had in the role contest of 2024. But if you submitted something in the streams, then it can work as a role in your fanmade update contest. And that's why I also allowed for feedback, because the people who submit, because I saw there was like at least one team or person submitted at least one role that was also in one of those streams, and I was like, okay, well, I already gave feedback on that role back in that stream, so I might as well allow people to submit up the roles now to get also some feedback. You can send the update contest roles here. Yes, you can. So if you, I don't know, Maestro, if you are like participating, or like I've not like, I don't know if I've seen anything from you yet. Also, I completely forgot, but my I meant to postpone like the release of my FAQ video of the update contest, but I forgot to do that. So that just released like 2 minutes ago. Okay, well, it doesn't matter. You're solo group 1. Okay. Wait, oh, you were in group 1. Wait, let me check that. Oh yeah, you are. I forgot about that. Yeah, if you want your roles to be like reviewed today, you can absolutely do that. Yeah, also, yeah, one thing I uploaded that video for is like today is kind of like the deadline if you want feedback. So I have received feedback, or I have received like stuff from exactly 3 people / teams. Like team 2, I've received something from the Soulless, and I've received something from who else was it? Wait, let me check my Discord. I know I've received like feedback or feedback requests basically from 3 people. Monarch, I've seen, yeah, I've gotten for 3 teams. I do kind of think that team 1 is going to send me something today. I also think there's like 2 or 3 other people. You don't even know your group number. No, you're probably, I don't know if you signed up, I and Wayne, for the update contest, but if you did, like, you only are in a group number if you sign up as individual looking for a team. Like, if you just signed up as an individual, then you don't really have a number. It's just you. You submitted 2 roles. Okay. Okay, now we've Kiss of the Sage. Kiss of the Sage, aka Maestoso, who was here, had a role earlier. I'm gonna be able to skip the roles of Relo. Let's go to this role, because Kiss of the Sage, aka Maestoso, is here now. Can I submit the mafioso that I showed you in a while for now? Yeah, you can. The Exorcist, okay. Village Unknown, Advanced of Soulbinder. Okay, so we would get a third Soulbinder related role. Each night you can predict the player's death if they are killed by a non-villager attack. I wish the prayer worked like that. Oh, maybe I need to hide this. Next day you must get the killer lynched. If you fail, you will die at the end of the day. If you succeed to kill it, the killed villager will be revived when the night starts. You can only revive twice. Additional. That's cool though. I like this. I like this kind of gimmick. I will read further because I already have a question. You must get the killer lynched. The killer here refers to any player that took place in the killing. Okay, yeah. So that was what I thought of. For example, if the player was killed by the werewolves, then a werewolf must be lynched next day, and it can be any werewolf. Oh yeah, and also specifically lynched, so gunner shots don't count. You can't revive non-villagers unless they are on your team. As a nerf, you don't have access to dead chat, but of course the killed villager can talk with other dead players until it's revived, which means he can get from... Yeah, okay. This rule is a weaker and riskier revival rule requiring protection and deduction skills. I think it would be a fun alternative to... I think so too. This is a great role in my opinion. Hello, Mini Big J. I don't know how to pronounce it. I'm just gonna call you Mini. Falconer is the type of person who joins sport matches with the comically large head now in canon. Okay, I don't know. I think, is there an arsonist in-game or serial killer in-game changes a lot. You can avoid predicting arsonist kills by guessing at the last second of the night. Yeah, that helps, I guess. Yeah. That is something that's noteworthy, I suppose, because you don't want to... Ideally, you don't want to predict a solo killer, to kill because that's gonna make the whole thing a bit more difficult. Werewolves are like much easier to get lynched typically, so yeah, that is like something that you need to consider maybe indeed. Like, how would you nerf that? Probably like say like, okay, you have to select who is going to die at day, maybe. Bro, I keep seeing this, but your omen is lovely. Thank you. But yeah, that's what I have in terms of feedback, and I think Upto makes a good point there. Let's go to the next one. Okay, this is the one we can skip. Wait, is that twice the same one? We can we can remove one of them. Oh, Magic Cube was here. Magic Cube. Magic Cube, are you here? Which headphones are these? How many ohms? Oh my god, I genuinely forgot. Should I look that up? I can, but I will need to hide this real quick. Where do I even buy these? I think... Can I check that? Like, oh yeah, I can just see that. Here, I don't need to look it up. It's 80 ohm. I don't need to open my mail for this. So... Wait, I can show you, I guess. This is a really good headphone. I think I bought this like last time from the Creator Boost. This is a really good headphone. This is like... I bought this because like initially a couple years ago I bought a headless. I bought a wireless one from... What was it? Sony? But it struggled with my computer because it was like Bluetooth. It was really nice for when I worked at my previous employer. And it was also working well with my phone, my Nintendo Switch, my laptop, but just not with my PC for some reason. Maybe it was the wagon, maybe it was like just my PC having weird stuff with Bluetooth, but so then I decided to buy a wired one as well that I can actually plug into my audio interface and splitter. And this one is made for music actually. So that's my headphone. It's a pretty good one, I have to say. You randomly got an idea for Raw, just submit it. Okay, let's see. We'll see it later in the stream then. Hey, if you come across Magic Cube's role before mine, could you do ours together? Preferably mine first, as this is in advance of mine. Okay. Oh yeah, I know this role. I've seen like the 3 people that submitted their updates. I've seen like some stuff in the updates. I will go to your role then. The Pyrotechnician. This is a new base role, and it's a good aura. This is part of fanmade update group 2. Twice per game, if a villager has died the previous night, you can burn a player. The player cannot use their ability for 1 day. So this is a role blocking day, a role blocking role, I should say, day. So basically you can punish evils for killing. But it's not like really... It doesn't really involve like predicting or anything like that. Players that flee the village do not give you a charge of a burn, which makes sense. This ability does not stack. Only players who die at night, yeah, give burn charges. But it does count if like miskills. Like if a jailer kills a villager, I guess that would count as a villager dying. If coupled by Cupid, recruited by Instigator or converted by Sectly, you cannot burn your lover, recruit Instigator, Sectly. Yeah, okay. Burnt werewolves cannot vote with other werewolves. That means like, that is like the extent of role blocking. Can block evil players from performing disruptive actions, can mitigate some threats and keep villagers safe from Werewolf Day abilities, e.g. Seer will survive Junior if Junior is burned. Okay, that's cool. So what I remember when I thought of this role, when I saw this role initially, I was like pretty happy with this role. It looks pretty good. It's like pretty unique in the sense that we don't really have village role blocking. Yeah, okay, Grumpy Grandma and Bully and the Jailer type of roles, of course. How many groups participated? So when it comes to the... Wait, let me answer that question later. I don't know, though. Like, it is unique. But it's also like the opposite of the Voodoo. No, it's the opposite of Nightmare Werewolf, I should say. Just village-sided, basically. And that could be interesting. Like, I don't know if it will score the highest creativity points if you would put it in the CBF rating. But I think, like, when there's absolutely space in the game for this type of role. Yeah, I will review the Bubbler now. And the Bubbler... Yeah, the Pyrotechnician is the base role of the Bubbler. From the second night onwards, you can trap a player in a bubble for 2 days. The trapped player cannot talk or use their ability and will die after 2 nights have passed. This ability can be used twice, but you can only successfully kill 1 player per game. After that, trapped players will be freed after 1 night. So... This role can punish various werewolf abilities such as, for example, Wolf Summoner or Stormwolf or even Wolfluencer when it influences a player trapped in a bubble. Shadow during the day will also likely be won by the villager when Bubbler traps the confirmed werewolf. Also, village shooters can be protected just like Warden or Jailer does. An ability to kill makes Bubbler have some freedom on who to trap for 2 nights. Since Bubbler can use the ability twice, Bubbler has to be careful on which player to trap in their bubble. Toxic Wolf can bypass the bubble, so you can safely trap an Informer if Toxic Wolf is in game. You can't safely trap. You can't counter voting rules that play for the Werewolf Circular if they can't win by themselves. Yeah, I kind of need to know. I probably read something wrong. I feel like the problem with the Bubbler is it's arguably a lot stronger than the Pyrotechnician. That's my that was my main gripe initially, but maybe I read it wrong, and maybe if maybe I read it wrong and the other judges read it correctly, and I will be and they will tell me how it is balanced. You're alone with the first draft. Yeah, you work alone, or I don't know, but apparently that's really yeah. There are more people who worked alone. Solus also submitted something alone. Monarch, aka Pfau, also submitted something alone. I know that Apto is working on his own. There are a couple other people as well. There's also like a couple teams, like Gusta and Musta have two teams that submitted as team. Milan also submitted team, but I don't know if Milan actually... Milan, I don't know if you've like made progress on the update contest, but if you want feedback, you can. You have to submit it today, essentially. Like starting tomorrow, I will be looking at it with the judges. But I know that you signed up with a friend of yours of school. But yeah, I've not really received anything, also not in terms of questions from you. So I don't know if you are actually aware that it's still going on. Yeah, this role feels a bit like too strong. Or else the Bubbler gets you, yeah. Like, what it feels like as Pyrotechnician would be like a strong type of RRV, Whilst Bobbler could be RSV tier. Because of the kill. Oh, he was sick. Oh, okay. You can absolutely submit it unfinished, yeah. Actually, I also answered that question kind of in the FAQ, but I don't blame you for not watching that, because it's literally just released like 15 minutes ago. But yeah, maybe now I see like a lot of people talking about the update contest. Maybe there are more people who are going to submit something than I thought, because I was like, wow, we only have 3 people in so far, three updates, and they looked really good, but 3 updates, I don't know if that can make for a full video, you know? We can go more in depth for sure. But yeah, that's my feedback for you, Ouroboros and Magic Cube. Also, when it comes to the teams that I did form, like, Team 2 was, like, kind of weird, because initially we had 10 people who wanted to join teams, and I decided to make 2 teams of 5, but Team 1, like, everyone has joined and participated, and Team 2, only Ouroboros and Magic Cube actually stayed. Like, there was someone else, but I think they left. They did really not do much. And the other 2 people just never showed up, really. Which is really, yeah, unfortunate. But yeah, respect to Team 2. And to every individual and everyone else, of course. But yeah, I want to give a shout out to Team 2 for still carrying on. Even though they were supposed to have 3 more teammates. How will you divide the prize between group members? I will split the money. It was weird, and it also, like, it kind of delayed when you could start, because you didn't know if people were still joining, and yeah. At some point, though, it was pretty obvious that the other 2 people were not gonna join, and at some point, the 3rd player in the group just left, I think. And it was pretty obvious that they were not going to participate. But yeah, you still put on a great update, so far I've seen. But yeah, I still need to look at it with the judges. Okay, let's go to Opto Crow's role. Opto Crow, I think you're still here, right? The statistician. Also, I think I missed a question. Also, someone else. Yeah, so there were like 40, 50, in the end there were like 50 people who signed up. But there were some duplicates, there were some people who signed out as well, because, yeah, stuff. And then, I think at the end, I'm like officially at 40 now, which is fine, but I'm pretty confident that 40 updates will roll in. I think... Like, currently, I think I should be happy with 10, if I get that. Like, I'm at 3, I expect to get like 5 or 6 at least, but I should be happy if 10 people end up submitting. But that's fine, because I think the quality is really good so far, and that's actually what matters most. It's gonna make the video a bit easier as well. My role ability is short, but the explanation very long. I don't know which part you should read. It would be nice if you went through the strategies quick. Okay. Okay, village good. Spy, but if you checked 1 player instead of 2 in the second observation and could choose which observation you want to do. Kind of specific. Yeah, okay, but I understand. Like, basically, there should be an advanced role for a nerfed spy. Or a more specific spy, I guess. But mostly a nerfed spy. At night set 3 players different to last night. You will learn whether good players are more, equal or fewer than unknown players among them. Okay, so you can't find evils basically in this way. And you can't like keep guessing with the same people as to kind of become like Aura Seer 2.0. Equal. 1 good, 1 unknown, and 1 evil, or 3 evils. Wait. Oh. This really does remind me of the... This kind of feels like this would be Pumpkin Oracle if it were consistent. Now these 2 unknown or 1 unknown and 2 evils. Yeah, so it always... It never tells you more evils, but... Like, evils is basically void. I guess that is like that makes sense. That makes it always like questionable, because you don't know exactly if it's like, well, 2 good or... And then someone else, or 1 good and 2 evils. You don't know. If you find like... Your result is like... Let's say you check like the gunner and 2 people you don't know, and it says like majority good, then you don't know if the 2 people who are not gunner are both evil, or if there is another good there, or even 2 more good players in there, which is that's a fun mechanic. I think it basically compares unknowns with good. I just don't know if the spy you suggested would be a proper fix to be a base roll. Wolfseer says unknown, Flauchel says good. In this example, if the Wolfseer knew that statistician had more good information, they would have claimed good, making statistician information less powerful. Werewolves can also adapt to statistician information by knowing villager rules, so Wolfseer matters more against statistician. Oh yeah, because then you know if they're like good or unknown villagers. So Blind Werewolf is kind of weak against statistician. I think this is a fun game, fun role. I like this role actually. It's much better than the spy, honestly, and also much better than the Pumpkin Oracle. Yeah, maybe it should replace Oracle. Maybe it should be related to Oracle. But yeah, there's like... if you kind of think of it, there's like a whole gray area when it comes to those informers. Like, journalist, spy, this, and Oracle, they're all like... They kind of share something, but you can't like put them in like one family either, you know? Even Mortician could be considered for that. But then at the same time, it also has a bit of similarity to Analyst. Well, maybe it doesn't. Maybe it doesn't, actually. Yeah, the aura thing. But other than that, it's not really similar to Analyst, because Analyst is a very... it's just very affirmative, and this is more reactionary. Should I write the reasoning for the update blog or as another text file when sending for the update contest? I don't think I should have 2 pages of me defending one role. No, don't defend your role in the update, in the blog post. Like, that's not something the devs do either. Yeah, a nerfed spy. Then the spy and this role could be like, same with detective and mortician, could be like kind of between RRV, RSV value. Realism points are the tiebreaker, that's true. All the people that I saw playing SPO are unlucky as hell. When is the stream gonna end? The stream is gonna end, I don't know when. Wait, my mother says it's fine if we play at 4:30. So I think I will just do that. I will end at 4:30. That means in an hour. You're going to Poland on holiday. You're oh, it's like it's not, we don't call it actually spring break, but it kind of depends on where you live in the country, how it's called. Because I don't know how I should say this in English, But we have in the Netherlands, we have like this week in February of holiday, like schools at least have. I don't, but there's like a week of holiday. In the south of the country, it's called after Carnival. That's like, yeah, you know, Carnival is probably, it's also what they celebrate in Brazil, but there it's much more famous, but it's also in the Netherlands. And then there's like schools and regions where they call it a crocus. That's like some sort of flower, because these type of flowers grow in this season, and that's like the first, it kind of feels like the first life to the spring that's upcoming. And then there's also regions where they just call it like voorjaarsvakantie. That's how we call it. That means like something like, okay, early year holiday. The most boring name probably, but yeah, that's how I would call our the current upcoming holiday. But I assume that's when you are going to Poland. What is the time in your area? Now it's 3:30, so yeah, or 3:28. What exactly we can ask you when we send the blog post and the whole update? Your school is gonna start February 10th. Oh, that is Tuesday. But I don't know what you mean, Gusta, with what can we like ask when we send the blog post. Basically, when you send the blog post, you can say like, okay, I want to know in particular. Well, it really depends still on how many submissions we get in, because if we just get 3 submissions, if nobody else is going to submit, but I don't think that's going to be the case. I think there's still going to be a couple submissions today. But if there happens to be like 3 submissions, then we'll just give like, well, in-depth feedback on every aspect of your update. If there is gonna be like 10, then we'll just maybe pick a focus area, and then you just should say like, okay, we are unsure about this part of our update the most, so this is where we want in-depth feedback, and the other sections we'll just then we'll also give some feedback on, but like less. So should I DM you again if I already submitted my update a few weeks ago? Yeah, maybe you should, because if you did submit your update, Wayne, I might have forgotten it, because I like checked my recent DMs. Okay, let's move on to the next row, and that is number 9. Danish X, are you here? Danish EXE. With the volcanic wolf, which is another role I've seen in the past. You're in trouble with QOL and some of the roles and would like to know if you like the design of the battle boss avatars. Aha. Danish AXE is here. Okay. The volcanic wolf, Werewolf Evil, Guardian Wolf. Okay, so protective. Thinking immediately of the volcanic wolf that was like in update contest 2022 or 3. I kind of forgot which one. Guardian Wolf. So lava mark, 2 uses day during discussion phase. Okay, during the day you can mark a player with lava. If players vote for the marked player, whether successfully lynched or not, their votes will not be counted to the requirement in the next day's voting phase. That is a new mechanic I've never heard of, actually. You cannot mark the same player more than once. The ability, that makes sense. The ability is consumed regardless of whether it was successful or not. Can cancel the ability of the volcanic. Okay, so that's pretty much like Guardian. No, it's not like anything else, actually. No Guardian Wolf related role has like limited uses, except for Wolf Pacifist. But Wolf Pacifist is like, well, if you're gonna cancel the Wolf Pacifist using their ability, that's kind of weird. It could be, like, if you want to be extremely efficient in not wasting voting phases, but Similarly to Gentle Wolf, it can decrease the votes, although this role is more offensive and can prevent many players from voting for a day when they're voting the marked player, even if the vote would be successful or not. It will apply. I need to like imagine how this goes. So, okay, so imagine you have like some sort of Wolfseer is getting voted. You protect the Wolfseer, but you don't actually protect it. But 10 people vote the Wolfseer. Then, okay, going into day 2, the Wolfseer is dead, but there's like 12 players, and 10 of them are not like counting. So that would mean that the voting... Wait, does that mean that the voting threshold... Does it say the voting... Oh, I don't know if it's like... I thought like for the voting threshold, but it says like not counted. So that means like... That makes me think it only just visually shows. It's like Swamp Wolf votes, right? Then, like it only visually shows, but actually it doesn't count as a vote. So imagine 10 people would vote the Wolfseer. Okay, Wolfseer dies because you can't actually protect, but these 10 people do not have their vote count to the requirement. That means there's like only 2 people would have votes required then, right? It's a cool idea. I just don't know, like, does it also lower the threshold? Because if there's like 10 people who cannot vote and 2 people who can vote, like if it also adjusts in a way that it says like, okay, well, 2 people are voting, so 1 vote is enough for a lynch. Yeah, I mean, then it could be really good, but if it's not like that, if it doesn't also adjust the requirement, I think it's not that strong, because with like, at least not in the instances that I'm picturing here. But then it would just be like, well, yeah, you can have like only 2 people may vote, but the requirement is still 6 or something, you know? You can't really do anything with it. Your face cam is oh, it's blocking it. Okay, wait. Is this better? Yeah. So next voting phase, when the requirement does not fulfill, there's no lynch player in the end of the day. Yeah, so it doesn't really change the threshold, I think. Okay. Then I think it's a bit weaker than I thought it was. But I think it's definitely unique, I would say that. Let's go to number 10. Oh, another one from Danish X. Wolf Chasm. Nightmare. Advanced role of Nightmare Werewolf. Okay. Erosion Rift, 2 uses. Used at any time before the next phases. Okay. Create a fissure in the middle of... to separate the villagers to prevent any interaction with the other half in players. Oh! This is like only us type of shit. Yeah. All villager rolls votes will be halved during the voting phase when ability is activated. Wait. All villager rolls vote will be... So the votes will be halved? Okay. I don't get that quite yet. Any effect before fissure happens will still take place. For example, yeah, Avengers Tag, Trapper, yeah. Everyone's vote will be shown as 1 during fissure, but only werewolves and other will count as 1, and the rest is halved. Oh, so it's basically everyone is put in half. So it's not like only us then, right? Or is it? Is it both? I will check your rolls later, Milan. It's so scratchy, I'm just like you, Hypo. I have allergies and a lot. Yeah, I figured if I'm going to clean here, I'm gonna get an allergic reaction. So I'm thinking, what's the best moment to do it? Because I know I will be like sick-ish for 2 days. Like not like to the point that I can't go to work, but that it is gonna be annoying. But I need to time it correctly. Like, when are the 2 days that I don't care that much about having to sneeze all the time? The effect lasts one phase, I figured. I saw that, yeah. Separating roles from interacting each other a day is useful to weirdos. It can limit others to use their ability. It can harm weirdos. It's guaranteed voting when most weirdos in a group voting an important role. Although roles in groups may vary and can cause consequences. Like, it is also like, yeah, if it's splitting like vertically and horizontally, you know, it's also like you're getting the problem of geography-based roles, but I don't think it's like this problematic in this case. Although sometimes it could be. Yeah, you can still overthrow. I think it's really unique, but for some reason I can't really imagine how this would go in practice. Hey, Ritualist. Welcome back. Okay, let's go to number 11. Okay, so I'm going to do 2 rolls per person. I will skip over this one for now. If I happen to come short on rolls, I will check it back though. Len Wayne, or Ian, Len Wayne, yeah. You are here, so just check it. Salad Maker, you put some emojis there as well. Sheriff or Overseer, so you're not really sure. Well, I guess that's where we come into play. Choose up to 5 players, excluding yourself, and minimum 3 players to visit your salad bar each night. You can either make a regular salad or a minced wolf meat salad for those players. Regular salad. So this is like, it is an informer. Fill solos like wolves dislike. Okay, I will see what dislike and like mean later. Minced wolf, only solo killers and instigator like others dislike. After that night, the system will tell you how many players liked. Oh, it's like the information, yeah. Like your setup, but not tell you which ones exactly. Example, 3 out of 5 like your regular setup. So it's another like. It is kind of similar to Spy, but not like looking for kills, but then for like auras or like teams. And also it is not like you don't have a second phase basically, and it's 5 players instead of 4 or 3. You made it before PO. Yeah. I guess that it makes sense now that you say that, because it's kind of similar now that I think of it. But I would say it's probably better than PO. But yeah, PO is also a trash roll, honestly. It's not like as bad as PD, but it's still not like my favorite thing. Your customers might get bored of your salads, but so you can invite the same person to your restaurants, and there will be one night cooldown. You can... Oh, you can't invite the same player, yeah. You have a minimum, so in the end game you were essentially useless, but yeah, that goes for like Sheriff as well. So now the question is does this make more sense as or a seer or Sheriff? Like, it's kind of in between. It almost makes me feel like it should maybe also belong to Spy, but Spy is a lot stronger, I think. Oh wait, I didn't read it completely, I think. If the werewolves fail to kill a person for one night, there will be vegan werewolves for one night. By being vegan werewolves, they will like regular salads but not minced wolf salad. But looking at this, the minced wolf only solo kills and insti like. So the wolf doesn't like any salad, right? If I look at this. So this vegan werewolf is like only changing it for the regular salads, not really for the minced wolf salads. Have it in order 3 with VO. That's what you guys would suggest? Like I'm kind of like, well, if you compare Oraseer, it's, well, since Pumpkin Oracle is a thing, it's not like only, well, Spiritseer was also kind of like, I guess, reactionary, but now it's like definitely a mix of affirmative and reactionary roles. Hey, the dog is barking. I think you can hear her. And oh my god, they made the vegan werewolf a real thing. Yeah, it's no longer just a meme. $2024. Oh, it's a bit older then. Aha. Oh, you have a role icon as well. Oh yeah, you just put it there as well, that you made this role last year for the tournament, so... Okay, let me check this real quick. I'm first checking if it's safe. I think so. There you go. Pretty cool. Definitely looks very friendly with the salad as well. Eager to give you the salad. Cool icon. Alright. Let's go to the next one. But yeah, now I guess it's outdated since the PO is in the game now. Which I think this was still better than PO, but it is like similar. Okay, Milan, you are here. Gambler, solo version. Okay, so we have like a second gambler. This is gonna be hella confusing. Wait, huh? Your role must have a base role and the village version. Okay, that's gonna be a bit yeah, goofy. So the village version is like the base role of an evil gambler. Okay. And also with the money emoji, like, yeah, sure, let's go gambling. I need my soundboard back, kinda. Like, that would be cool. Like, I have my soundboard, but the last time I used it, it usually just crashes all my scenes and sources and stuff in OBS, so it's kind of annoying. 2 times per game, it can guess just like normal gambler, but it can also kill people like SK. So then it would be like, it would make sense. This rule, I would not say, I don't say it's a bad role per se, it just shouldn't be a village it shouldn't be an advanced role to a villager. I think this would make, this kind of feels similar to Evil Detective, if you get what I mean. What's next? Evil President. I think Evil Detective would make, yeah, sense. Related to Evil Detective, make a new roll tree. Ouroboros, sometimes people ask for other roll trees. Like putting Wolfenster in another tree with another roll that happened in the roll contest 2024. Yeah, that's true. It is a possibility. If we think it makes sense, we'll allow it. Evil Seer, Evil Grandma. Everything can be evil if you just tweak it enough. And if you put the wrong player behind it. Okay, Fire Triangle. I think you're here. The Summoner. Okay, that's also gonna be somewhat confusing, because people saying Summoner will... Well, I think people will get used to Wolf Summoner and Summoner being in the same game at some point. Unknown Medium. Okay. Oh, there are like debuffs and buffs and stuff. Okay. At any time after the discussion phase of the first day, Twice per game, you can revive a player for 2 days. Hey, that sounds similar to a role I know from long ago. 6 phases after which they decay and die. You cannot talk with the dead. So motivation. I wanted a more versatile medium with more options, but this is cool. It's kind of like zombie meets medium. And yeah, I get that you love the idea of the original Wolfzoner, that the revived player would decay, much like the original Stubborn Werewolf. I think it's just not gonna... It wouldn't be maybe the best for the werewolves, but for a village type of role, medium, I think it could work, yeah. Especially if you get 2 revives. I would say, though, maybe it should be a bit more limited in terms of, like... Yeah, you probably suggested some... Oh, you suggested, like, buff ideas here. Yeah, I would say something like the less debuff would be fine. Maybe even have, like, your... I would say... Even say... If one player being revived, you can only revive the second player once the first player died or decayed again, because otherwise you can just get 2 material up at the same time, which can be like pretty strong. And I think the strength of this role is already coming from the fact that you have like 2 roles that are coming back instead of just one. So it's kind of like a mix. It's between Conjurer and Medium. I should do Evil Grandma. Oh yeah, that's a game mode I did the other day. Yeah, now I think of it. Maybe Spawner would be a cool name, but Spawner, I don't know. For some reason, when I hear Spawner, I have to think of Minecraft spawners, and then I think of evil stuff. So, but that's just me. But yeah, I think this is a cool idea. I would say, like, if you would put this one as a nerf and say, like, you can't have 2 players with who are being revived at the same time being alive, then I think this would be a solid role. Then you have like one of them is like yeah, active in the mid game and one for the end game. Then you can also tactically choose like which role. Like you're probably gonna have like an informer in the mid game and some sort of ammo that died too early with ammo still for the end game. And then, of course, it should be alive itself as well. It shouldn't be like Ritualist that you can just revive even if you died. Because then it would definitely be too strong. Okay, the second role for Milan. I think, Milan, are you here? Yeah, also don't revive the same player twice. Yeah, that would be kind of busting the idea. Milan is here. Daisuke the Dasher. Okay, with a surname as well. Okay, solo killer, advance of SK. The Shogun, okay, can reveal a role 2 times per game. It can kill just like SK, but if the werewolves try to kill him... Oh, so it's wait. Does it reveal the role to everyone, or does it reveal the role to the Dasher? I'm gonna call it the Dasher. Does it reveal the role to just the Dasher or to the whole game? And it can kill just like SK, but if the werewolves try to kill him, he becomes a regular werewolf. That feels really funny to be. It's like Kitten Wolf, but then controlled by the solo. Well, not literally controlled, but activated. Like the solo is kind of the condition for it to be like a thing in the first place, and then the werewolves. Oh wait, I didn't even rate it correctly. It's like, no, it's not like, it's not like what I thought it was. It is, if the werewolves attack the dasher becomes a regular werewolf. So basically there's like, you are like solo, but you can be converted by the werewolves. Also, Daisuke is a minion of the Shogun that can vote with Shogun on who to kill. Okay, but maybe you should have specified it then a bit more. Also, if you have a role with a minion, I would highly recommend, especially if the minion is like an actual player, I would say like Bandit is probably the base role that it should be. Cursed but can kill and check, yes. Exactly. I mean, that combination is kind of funny in its own way and unique, but I don't know if that's something balanced, to be fair. Maestro Mystery, are you here? Maestro Mystery is not here. No, I'm just kidding. The Swindler. Okay, Advance of Corruptor. Each night you can select 2 players at the end of the night. Guys, can you actually check, can you actually read this well? Or do I need to zoom it in a bit more? Because I could zoom it in. Wait, let me just do that. Although at the same time, I don't know how much my face cam will be in the way now, but yeah. Maestro is here, lol. Okay, each night you can select 2 players at the end of the night. Both players to the informers is look like the other person. Wait. You can select 2 players at the end of the night. Okay, so they swap in appearance, basically. You select Flower Child and regular werewolf. If the seer checks regular werewolf, they look like... The seer look the regular werewolf. The seer will see him. I think you missed some words there. But yeah, I think it's supposed to say if the seer checks the regular werewolf, they appear as Flower Child. And if the seer look the regular werewolf... No, it should say like if the seer checks the Flower Child, it looks like regular werewolf. And if the seer looks at the regular werewolf, it sees as the Flower Child. Only thing that is kind of confusing here is if you have night selection, and especially if it applies to roles like seer that check like anywhere in the night, then this should probably like apply to the next night. So you select someone, you select 2 people in night 1, and then in night 2 they will appear like that. Because otherwise you just might have just already selected too late. And it's kind of weird if like you check like the regular werewolf as seer and then suddenly it becomes Flower Child. Because, oh, then you see like, hey, the Swindler has used the ability. It says at the end of the night. You can reveal all the fake roles who you swiped, including yourself. At the end of the night, every revealed person except you will die. Oh, it also kills, yeah. I forgot for a second that it was Corruptor. It doesn't happen if they... You can feel all the fakes roll you swiped, including yourself. At the end of the night, every revealed player except you will die. Wait, so that means that if you select, like if you reveal everyone, you also reveal yourself. So basically you give yourself away, or don't you give yourself away? Like I'm kind of confused by the writing of this, I think. I think if you, if I understand better what this is, I probably could give better feedbacks. But honestly, I don't really know what it's supposed to do. You can swap yourself, yeah. But the thing is, where does it say end of the night? Here, at the end of the night, both players and informers is looked like the other person role. But why only at the end of the night then? Because the seer just checks like, I don't know, after 15 seconds, for example. And then it's not the end of the night. So then the swap hasn't really occurred yet. Or does it happen, or do you need to select at the end of the night and the next night it happens? Or, oh, maybe it's like you select at night and at the end of the night it starts, the effect starts to wear on them. Maybe that's how I should read it. Okay, yeah, okay. Now I know it. Okay, now I understand it a bit better, I think. I think that that could be a fun role. But considering like I think you submitted this role as well in the it is going to be part of your update, right, Maestro? I think that the judges honestly have a bit better. Maybe if I'm judging, I can give this a better thought, honestly. Like right now, it's a bit like I don't know how to really see this happen. It was on 2024 role contest. Oh, yeah, Ranginado is here. I see. Hello. We can check your role. That is like one of the first ones. Oh, not number. I think it's number 3, if I'm not mistaken. No, number 4 then. Yeah. Okay, vampire, bandit. Okay, I've seen vampires quite often in the past. So let's see if this is a different one. Every night you can kill and collect blood. After managing to collect 2 bloods, you can transform a villager into a vampire spawn. So like every other night you can convert, basically. If you die, 1 vampire spawns will become the new vampire. Okay. But that one is random, I think then, right? What is a vampire apprentice also at point 2? I assume that's basically someone who is like, who is a possibility to become a vampire, a new vampire. Oh no, that's a vampire spawn already. Vampire apprentice is like basically the second coming of the vampire, I suppose. When a vampire dies, the oldest vampire spawn becomes a vampire apprentice. Oh, so it's not random, it's the oldest one. And it takes a day. But does it also like, after the second died, does the third one also become a new vampire again then? I've seen like a lot of roles that are very similar to this, I think, yeah. I don't know though if they made it like if they made it into a role contest, like actually in the top 10. It is long ago. It is original, but it's also very similar to other vampire ideas. But if you would put this in the game now, I would say it's original. Okay. Let's go to the next one. Let's go to number 17. Okay, there we have Gusta. Are you still here? I think you are. Vampire knows they are vampire spawn. Or do they? Yeah, I don't know. Actually, that didn't say that. Okay. Risk Sentinel. I almost read it as a Rick Sentinel. Risk Sentinel. A good villager. Sheriff. Every night you can select 2 players A and B to find out whether player A is a threat to player B or not. Oh, so, okay. Threats for villagers are all werewolves, random killers, and solo voting. Threats for werewolves are random killers and solo and random strong villagers. So not random weak random villagers or regular villagers, I'd say. Threats for solo killers are random strong villagers. Threats for solo voting are strong villagers. Okay, so strong villagers are like threats for everyone. And threats for villagers, that's interesting. So that's a really new, I would say that's a new type of information category. Well, not exactly, like Blind Werewolf has this strong villager thing as well, obviously. But then also putting that against each other, that makes it unique. It's like, there's not a role that has like, that checks for categories and also is like reactionary. But then I would say, like, at the same time, you can just... Wait, I need to read the extras maybe first. But there is also a role icon. They know, just like an... Okay, so that's for vampire spawns. They know that they are dead, okay. It would be kind of a different detective. If A wasn't a threat, they could be for the same team. Or A could be werewolf and B solo and etc. So yeah, it does also remind me of detective then. Even though I don't think that is really useful. What do you think? Yeah, that's why it should be probably a sheriff advanced and not detective advanced. But then, is it maybe too strong, a sheriff advanced? Yeah and no when it comes to your comment, innocent, because I think if you would make... If you would make werewolf slash solos also count as threats for voting roles, then it becomes like... Then this role becomes a bit more bland, I would say. This could be very... Yeah, so I was thinking of that. This is a very strong role if you just have like... Well, you check a gunner, and the gunner appears as a threat for every single evil. So you just check a... The gunner could be like, or the detective, or the medium. They could just be like, okay. They could always be like, okay, it's either a villager when they are when they are not a threat, or it's not a villager. So it becomes at that point more like, yeah, detective almost. Hello, Wolvesville. I would say how you could easily nerf this and make it actually proper sheriff is would just say like, okay, you can't check the same player more than once per game. Like that's probably the best way to nerf this idea. And then you have like a role that might really align with the sheriff, honestly, in terms of strength. Because yeah, you could like check gunner, but you can only do it once. And of course, there's like 4 RSVs in most games. But yeah, how often do you really get like when do you start like getting this info? Well, night 1. But night 1, you're probably not gonna check with an RSV already. So like, are you really gonna have like until night 5 to check with every single RSV? And RVs are already not really useful in this case. So They are only like the source and not like something to compare to. So in that regard, I think that would be like a fair balance. Like you're gonna get like this affirmative info at most 3 times, probably just once or twice. Wait, you can only check a player once per game. That's what I said, yes. I think that's like how you would nerf this role correctly. Would that not then be a huge buff for the kitten, since you cannot check that person again after kitten? Yeah, but honestly, if we're gonna count that, kitten is like so... It's like 1 out of like 30 games. I mean, it doesn't... I don't think it's problematic. Like, the only VO is like really good against kitten conversions, honestly. Like, Sheriff is also not that good against kitten, but yeah, Sheriff is just not that good in general. Although, no, actually Sheriff is okay against kitten because the converted player is always the regular werewolf, so is always the weakest. So I guess that is true. But it is fine that this role is still maybe a bit stronger than Sheriff because you always get info. And then it's also okay if there is a downside, like Kitten Wolf. Yeah, it is like that is something that other people have also like brought up sometimes with roles, like, but this role is like useless against this role or is OP against that. But that's like that's why you pick or don't pick a certain role when you get to pick between roles. Sometimes like if it's actually really bad in the sense that it's like way too strong against a certain role, then it could be a problem because you never know what other people are gonna pick exactly, but you kind of have to take a gamble on it. But it's fine to have like roles that are just like better and weaker against certain roles. Do you think it needs any threat changes? I don't think so, no. Although, now I think of it, maybe you should specify where the couple and instigator would go to in the threats. Like if they count as solo killers, I would probably assume the insti would count as solo killer. Also, maybe for solo killers also puts other solo killers as a threat. Like, not that you're gonna have that often, but if you happen to have like instigator with a siren or something like that, maybe they should count as threats to each other. And also for crazy game modes, custom games and stuff. Okay, I will check the role icon. Is this the Wii theme? The Wii home screen menu? I think it is. Okay, let me check. Is this a... Oh yeah! Now I see the art. This is your style. Cool. Wait, I should hide my cam real quick. Oh, not that button. Oh, that's useless. That's all there, of course, as well. There you go. I would say the icon, I really like the icon. And it does give me... It reminds me kind of the Sheriff too. Also, it has the Romanian flag, or the flag of Chad in the, in the icon. I don't know if that's intentional or not. But yeah. Maybe that's just my observation. The icons look legitimate, yes. Okay, number 18. Unknown, are you still here? I'm checking quickly if I got a message still. I think not. No. Okay, So I've like 15 minutes still. I don't think we will be able to get through all the roles. Also, I don't think Unknown is still here, so we will go to the next one, which is Maestro. Do we have... I think Maestro has only had one role so far. So this one is the second one. Let me get some water real quick, though. That almost went wrong. Is this going to be a bomber werewolf? I don't know. Oh yeah, in terms of like... Also geography based, I don't know. We will find out. Okay, I will check your third roll. Well, let's go to your third roll real quick then. That's one. Cannoneer. Oh yeah, I've seen this one. Like, I've had a couple glimpses, of course, of your update. And Swans of Arsonist. Each night you may fire a barrage, killing up to your current... Wait, each night you might fire a barrage, killing up to your current charge consecutive players. Play grid order starting from your chosen target. You can select the direction the barrage shoot in. You start with charge 1 and can only fire when you have 2 or more charges. Your charge increases by 1 next night and resets to 0 when used. Kills ignore... You have 4 charges... Yeah, I need this explanation probably. You have 4 charges, you kill number 3 to the left and 2 is dead. You kill 3 and ammo is wasted on 2. 1 and 16. So basically it's like you shoot at, I don't know, does it kill like up to 4 people? You shoot like to 7 and then all the neighbors of 7 die. I think it's a role that plays 1 grid but with more skill. I think this is a bit complicated, and also I think if I'm not mistaken, this is geography based, which I'm not really a big fan of geography based roles, because it also says like player grid order. At least it's a bit more flexible, I feel like. Or is it really? Maybe it's not more flexible than Bomber. But maybe I didn't understand this correctly. And of course, I assume it pierces through protection since Arsonist advanced role. I think the original idea that it skipped deaths and it had a cap of 4 charges. Oh, so it's not your role, it's someone else's role in the team. It had a cap of 4 charges, yeah, and you get 1 every night, but it takes 2 to actually shoot. Oh, wait. So, it's not as geography based as I think. I think that what it says is you kill 3 and you say like which direction you also want to kill in. It's not like every neighbor dies, because that would be OP as well. Because then you get like, if you pick a middle slot, you can kill up to 5 players in the night. But yeah, I don't know if this role is yours, Maestro, but I think I will either read it in the blog post and I understand it a bit better. Maybe the judges can tell something useful too, but yeah, we'll definitely give some feedback on this role. Okay, we'll go to the next one now though. Where were we? Command block, I think you are here, right? Yeah, we were at 20. I'm going to close the forms because yeah, we're not going to... Why do we do that again? I always forget about this. I think it's here, yeah. There you go. Yeah, you are here. Okay, I think the music is over. Meaning I need to replay something. Okay, there you go. I think we'll do like 3 or 4 more rolls. If you guys don't mind, for the sake of like fairness, I will probably prioritize the people who have submitted rolls for the update contest after this one, because we're already here now, but so that I can so that at least those people have like an equal amount of feedback. Okay, command block, Sleepy Wolf, Evil, Nightmare Werewolf. We'll go through this a bit more quicker now. Thrice per game at any phase, send the player into deep sleep. For the next phase, all instances of ability uses by that player are delayed until 3 phases after the initial use. I think I've seen something similar to this. So this is... It's a bit... Yeah, sometimes it can be like pretty good, I think, this role, because... Let's say you block a seer or block, you say like, okay, your ability, you are, wait, does seer actually work with this? You can use it in any phase. So you use it in falling phase. The seer is in a deep sleep, but actually can still check. Then they click on someone and the results, and then the player that they check will be, the roll will be shown after 3 phases, or that's aka next night. But yeah, if you're lucky as werewolf, you can already like the player's already killed and can't get like confirmed. If after 3 phases the player is in deep sleep in a state unable to use the ability, that roll blocked ability target died, the ability used is cancelled. Okay. Wait, if after the player is in a deep sleep is in a state unable to use the ability, that roll blocked ability target died. Okay, so it's like pretty safe in terms of using abilities. And you cannot further delay, yeah, that makes sense. If you put seer to delay the info, you cannot delay that info another time. Yeah, because that's kind of like Voodoo does that. Like you can first nightmare someone and then also like 2 days later you give them or 1 day later you give them a mute as well, and then they have to wait another day and night before they can finally share stuff, you know. They shoot and you kill Gunner, the shot won't work. I guess, yeah, that makes sense. I would say that's a unique role. For sure, and I like it. Okay, let's go to someone who I know submitted. Gusta, okay. Is this, that you will get, I think I've did one of your roles, so you will get a second one. Is this one in your update contest? Then I will do this one, the Occult Werewolf. That one is not in the contest. Okay, I will prioritize the other one then. We did this one. Yeah, I will check Gustav first, then that one maybe, because I think Lenwayne also is in the contest. Or did we already do 2 roles of Lenwayne? I think not, right? Oh, that was not supposed to happen. Here, this one, Mafioso. Oh yeah. Bandit Advance has 3 contest roles. So yeah, this is also something that featured in the FAQ video, actually. Not like literally this role, but this question that you sent me, I decided to specify it in that video. Each night select a player to convert to the Mafia during the next day. This player can choose to become one of the following roles: Hitman, Mafia Bodyguard and Blackmailer. And next night the player will receive the chosen role. You can convert 3 times per game, but 2 people cannot have the same role. If the player that you try to convert dies that night, the conversion is wasted. Okay, that's probably good for balance. If the conversion fails, it will not be if the conversion fails because of, I don't know, you try to convert a werewolf, for example, it will not be wasted. After successfully using all your conversions, the entire Mafia will be able to vote for someone to kill at night. So it is a bit like, you have more people to your team. It's kind of between Bandit and Sect Leader. It's like, I don't know, is the music that loud for me? Like, wait, I will just, I don't know if it's much louder suddenly, but it feels like the music got louder. It's kind of between Bandit and Sect Leader, because Sect Leader is like, you get a pretty good group, but nothing really, they keep their abilities, but yeah. They can't kill, really, well, sacrifice. And this one is like, it's also not like exactly Bandit, it's like much quicker with reaching the state to kill. But this role is between there. I wonder how, like, in terms of balance, I don't know how I can, like, I don't know how balanced it will be. That's hard to imagine now. You have 1 protection to save a player from attack at night. It's consumed after successfully saving the player. Yeah, why would you use this on anyone else than the Mafia team though? I don't know, but Hitman, twice a game during the day you use your bat to hit a player. When doing that, the player will be blocked for the phase and the next one. Blackmailer, every night select 1 player to reveal their random role. Okay, so they're a category, I assume, because you say random. Yeah, I like Blackmailer of categories. Nice, you had a nice lunch, hopefully. If you, oh, this one is, I've not read this section. If you, the Mafioso, dies, all the ornaments lose their abilities and cannot kill at night anymore. You cannot convert non-villagers nor curse tree. Okay. Yeah, so that makes a lot more sense now. And it makes it, I would say, decently balanced. What I like about this role, I don't know, you don't even mention it anywhere, but what I like about this role, this tackles like giving in, because there's a limit to how many people can be in this team, which is really nice. I do think though, like, it's might be a little bit strong. But yeah, before you really get to kills, it's also not like, I don't know. Before you get in killing, it's gonna take a long time. And probably one of your team has already died, if not more. I can see this like being a valid Bandit advance role though. I don't think you really need to change anything. And if so, then the judges probably know better what to change than me. Yeah, I'm going to wrap up soon, Milan. I'm gonna check a few more roles. Okay, I don't know. I've not seen Skibbity here at all. Let's see who was there as well who I wanted to show. Lenwayne. Lenwayne, are you here? I will do Elquist as well. Well, or I don't know. Like, I will prefer to do people who submit in the update contest. And even though I know, like, Ritualist isn't really participating, because I know Ritualist is like a judge. Why number 34 though? Len Wayne is not here anymore. We can talk about it in Discord, yeah. Okay, let's move on and see if we have someone who I can still check. Let's do one or two more. Okay, let's do Elkis now then. Oh wait, Flower Child, Village Good. Oh boy, this is... Oh no, it's not that long. Twice per game at night you can choose to activate your ability. The next day you cannot. You can't see other messages or vote. Instead, you must pick a player who think you will get lynched. If your prediction is correct, you will gain their vote and count as an additional member to their team. Wait, so you can convert, it says, basically. Oh, no. You count, it's like, you still are a villager, but you count in terms of the condition count. You count as werewolf and as a villager. But you still have 2 votes, and you can still, like, you count as a werewolf partially, but you will still, your votes will still be village-sided, of course. Cool idea, I like it. You have to be really smart for this role to actually work. However, you can also, like, if you just claim, you can't see, but it doesn't say you can't chat. So you can just say, like, okay, I am Elquist. I'm just going to use my ability on, I don't know, 11, and then the village, if they have like the time and they can afford it, they just lynch 11. Well, they're not gonna lynch a villager, I think, though, to give you this, but you get what I mean. You can still chat. If you predict the werewolf lynch, you have 2 votes. Okay, you can either play as judge, filtering out lynches and getting value. Play as Flower Child, trying to predict mislynches. Or play as preacher, getting temporary votes by intentionally picking evils. Yeah, this is versatile, that's cool. You can still send messages, so... Oh yeah, so if there are 2 doctor claims, for example, you can tell village to vote a certain one to get value. That's how you are, like, judge, I think. That's the judge function here. That's cool. I like that. I would say this is definitely better than Rainmaker and Pacifist, for sure. I think people would like to play this role as well. Hey Joey, how are you doing? Okay. You can win endgame situations easily or allow werewolves to win. But yeah, you have to make it to the endgame, obviously. But yeah, for the Flower Child family, I think this is the best role for sure. Yeah, I'm not gonna read this now. Then that takes too much time to try to do this. Read the rest. This guy tried blackmailing. Okay, what's going on here in the chat? What's going on here? Richard, is you're the entire reason I'm banned from the official Wolvesville Discord. What happened then? Okay. You can send me a message, Wolvesville, but I will time you out now because you're just like disturbing the stream a bit. Okay. Milan already has 2 roles. By the way, if anyone sees their name coming by, like Adam Tunj, Milan already had 2 roles. Anonymous, I don't know, yeah. It's kind of hard to claim as anonymous, of course. Wang Wang or Skibbity, I think that's the people who I went past. If you see your name, then just say it. To the person I just muted, I will check your role still. You say that... Oh, bro, okay. Okay, someone did something annoying. Okay. Let's delete this one. I think this is the person who did that, because they are constantly framing each other. You're Wang Wang, okay. Yeah, it's also like the time that I actually promised to play a board game with family, so I need to like wrap it up. We'll do one more roll, and I see Wang Wang in the chat. Let's do Wang Wang then. Sorry for Wolvesville. Here you go. Granny Wolf. Okay. Evil. If we run out of rolls, yeah. I don't know if I will check it. You can send me a Discord. Wolf Shaman. Evil. As long as this roll lived, the amount of vote requirement during voting phase will deduct by 1. I don't know, why is this a Wolf Shaman rule then, though? Like, this is kind of a interesting gimmick that I've never heard of before. Well, not like in this way, but how's this related to Wolf Shaman? I don't know. Shout out to Hypostein, the rules should look like old werewolf. Sound nice to have unique meta in the game. I don't know if they should look like the old werewolf, honestly. Like, I like the modern ones more, I think, the icons. But yeah, everyone their taste. The amount of vote requirement during voting phase will deduct by 1. So, I don't know why it's shaman related, but it could be... It feels like it should be like guardian related, but then it's a bit weak still. It's like, if I have to say a role that's like the most similar to this, it's like Guardian, the Gentle Wolf. But yeah, that one is also like as the opposite as well. Like you can also make, you can like really play with the requirements, with who gets a plus and minus requirement and stuff. So yeah, it feels a bit weird. Also, it feels a bit useless. That's why you maybe put it at Shaman. You could like rework this in a way that you say like, okay, as long as this rule lives, the amount of votes that required to kill a werewolf increase by 1, and to kill a villager decreases by 1. Maybe that's like the best way to change this rule, because then if it comes close, then your role could be decisive, you know? Yeah, the shaman tree is to confuse villagers, and this rule doesn't really do that, I think. Especially not if it also becomes a thing in the system message that the required votes is lower. How are you going to tell that to the village? You don't need to tell this to the village, right? But yeah, I think if you rework it in a bit so that it's more useful to the werewolves, because it's it's a wolf shaman role, then I think this could be a fun role, because the gimmick on its own is pretty unique, but it just feels useless. I will end the stream soon, Milan. Okay. Let's do... Yeah, I kind of have to go, but yeah. If this one is easy to do, then... Botox lady, okay. It gives you Botox. Well, okay, this person had a funny type of idea, I guess. But this is not really a role. So, I checked your role, the Botox lady, but I don't really have to review it because it's not a serious role. Alright. I did not review your Harlequin because I already reviewed 2 other roles, and I did 2 roles per person, and I kind of have to go now because I'm gonna do something with family. But yeah, thanks for everyone who submitted roles. Reminder, I uploaded the video today. I will actually, let me link it real quick because I might as well. You guys can check out my video that I literally just released an hour and a half ago. FAQ about the fanmade update. It has like 28 views, which is like an all-time low, it feels like. But yeah, I didn't really expect much else. Check out the video here. I'm pinning this one. Now, this is the FAQ for the role contest. Role for the fanmade update contest, I should say. I'm like just saying words now for the sake of saying words, I guess. And I'm answering 8 questions there. Reminder, the most important reminder though, is the deadline for feedback is today. You don't have to submit everything of your update. You can also just submit a part of it if you're not ready yet for the whole thing. Yeah, just anything you send, we will give you feedback on. Send it in Discord in my DM, or send it to my Gmail, which is hypostein.contact@gmail.com. Then we will, that's where I will check my submissions. But yeah, I'll explain that in the FAQ as well. I can send it tomorrow. I guess you can send it tomorrow, yeah. But ideally send it today, like end of today, basically, before tomorrow. But yeah, you can send it tomorrow if you want to. Alright, thanks for watching. I gotta go. See you later, and don't be a traitor. Goodbye.
Thank you, Josh. I so need